So we're talking about 7, 8 years ago. You're 17, you're still in school, I presume.
Yes.
At that age, are you allowed to have your hair that long in school?
I was in a all-boys school, so a very strict all-boys school.
Okay, so short hair.
Short
like
back
mine.
and sides,
Okay,
like yours,
good,
exactly like yours.
Good.
Now.
You're 17 years old, boarding school. What is important to you at that stage of your life? Are you playing rugby? Are you swimming? Are you doing a bit of boxing? What's important and what are your priorities at 17?
When I was 17, friends, it was probably my biggest priority, which was actually ridiculous.
Cool friends.
Of course, but no, there was something deeper. I always knew what I needed to do. I always knew I was called to make music because when I was a little boy, my parents told me I used to run through the house with a plastic guitar and tell them one day I'm going to be a singer. I never knew that I said that, but my dad actually told me recently. And at 17, I thought I was going to be an engineer. So I studied so hard. I took all the most difficult subjects that I could get.
Okay.
Because I wanted to prove to my parents and to my friends that I'm going to be the best engineer. But I always knew there was something calling me to the music industry. But everyone said, dude, you're going to sing in bars for the rest of your life. Don't go into the music industry. But yeah, at 17 was actually the age. I was all over the place. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. So I studied really hard, doing my science and maths and everything. And I wish I put more time into music because I never thought that I would fully pursue my music career. But at the end of 17, just before I turned 18, I guess that was the moment I realized, like, this is what I have to do. I'm called to make music. I'm called to touch hearts of people through my music. So yeah, I was, like I said, I was all over the place. I didn't know where I was heading, but I knew there was a road that I needed to follow, and yeah, sometimes you stumble off the road, sometimes you change vision. So at 17 it wasn't that clear that I had to make music, but I always knew that something called me, and sometimes you just need to follow your gut.
So how does that, if you don't mind diving into it, how does that transition take place? So you matriculate, you studied really hard, you're a very, very intelligent young man. So you get good grades in matric. Do you go and pursue that engineering degree or diploma, or do you decide, and at what point do you say, okay, music is what I'm going to do? How does that work?
So I was actually, it was first year, and my parents, I love music. I've always loved music, and my parents
It shows in your delivery of the way that you do music.
Awesome,
yes.
Thanks. Yeah, that's what it's about. If you can feel it, then I'm doing my job right. We were actually having a braai. I was having a braai with my dad, and it was just before I started with the engineering course. And
so this is first year or just before first year?
No,
just before you kick off?
Like January first year.
Okay, so now you're getting
vacation.
into it.
Yeah, exactly. I was supposed to already have my books probably by then, and but I was sitting with my father, and I presume I was a bit down or something, I'm not sure, but he asked me, Zaan, are you sure this is what you want to do? Do you want to study engineering? Is this what's going to make you happy? And I think, I can't remember, but I think I said no. I said, no, Dad, I can't see myself as an engineer for the rest of my life. And he said, you need to go do music, because he was at my first gig, and now he attends most of our gigs, which he's the biggest fan. But he was actually the one that said, okay, I'm going to give you an ultimatum. You can either go study, and I'll pay for your studies. And I'm very fortunate to have a father that actually, that was able to pay for my studies. But he asked me, would you rather go and study engineering or whatever it might be, or I will build you the foundation of a studio.
If you enjoyed this content and you would like to see more, please visit our Mid-Mac Masterclass channel on YouTube. That's where the magic happens. Bye-bye.